What's happening, Hardscapers? Brand new driveway. Let's get into this. 8 years ago, we lifted and relayed this driveway. And now, 8 years later, we're gonna do a brand new driveway. So you can see some of them are breaking apart, disintegrating. This is just salt damage over time with these pavers, because now these pavers are about 20 plus years old. So we're gonna replace this and make it look nice. Driveways are the easiest to do just because you have a predetermined slope on it. You're not trying to figure out, okay, where does water go, blah, blah, blah. Unless your driveway slopes towards your garage, then you have to think about drainage and all that. But sloping away from the garage, nice and easy. So basically what we do is we put a string line at our garage floor all the way down to our asphalt. So now we can use our paver that we're gonna lay. It's not the exact paver, but exact height. So then we just wanna make sure that that is lined up with our paver height from one screed bar to another. And just making sure on each one, because I got a string line on that screed bar and the next screed bar. So now I've got the perfect area to then screed back. It's as easy as that with driveways. One of the easier things to actually level and screed. Even though it is a larger area, you might get a little bit more thinking that, oh, it's a little bit more difficult to do, but it's actually easier in terms of screeding. It's just gonna take more time and more laying. The excavation would be the hard part. And now I mentioned that we actually lifted and relayed this driveway 9 years ago. And the only reason the client wanted to replace the driveway was because some of the pavers were now just disintegrating, salt damage and over time. So time for a new driveway. And at that time we didn't replace the base. So I'm not actually gonna replace the base again here, just to save a little bit for our client, because that excavation and base prep is actually a very expensive part of this. So what I'm gonna do instead is actually use biaxial geogrid and to stabilize our bedding material. And then we're gonna use concrete edge restraint around the edges. You can see I've got some leftover along the edges, and I'm gonna actually use the concrete edge restraint with the biaxial to give it some strength at the edges. And then this, in theory, biaxial geogrid, even though it's better to be lower in our base, is going to help to stabilize our pavers on top and give our client a nice driveway for many, many years to come. So you probably saw there, I messed up twice. So with the border and how it lines up, the way I initially laid it was correct. And then I second guessed myself and I adjusted a ½ inch and then found out that I was correct in the first place, and now I have to readjust ½ inch. Well, we have black Villaggio inlay, and then there's gonna be one row of the Eva sandalwood on the outside. And what I needed to do is line up with how I lay these, and wherever this one ends, it should end at my edge restraint, which it currently does. But I was thinking that, no, these ones had to come out, wherever I was laying had to come out to line up with that. That's incorrect. I adjusted it so that it lined up, and then realized, no, that's where it needs to line up. Because when I lay this now, it's gonna curve through here, and I need the interior to line up with that, not the border to line up with what I'm paving in the interior. And if that doesn't make sense, I don't blame you. I'll explain it a bit more when I actually get laying to the border. This is where we are after one day of screeding and laying. So we got to just about the end there, and then we have, I want to say 150 square feet-ish laid. So we are about a third of the way there, but less than a third of the way there. So yeah, this is a lay day. Get this all done today, and then get ready for polymeric sand and edge restraint tomorrow. I mentioned that we are not replacing the base on this driveway, and because I did this 9 years ago with a lift and relay, plus I knew the contractor that installed it initially about 20 years ago, and the quality of work that they do, after I lifted and relayed it, it barely moved. It looked really well after 9 years. I'm confident that with this geogrid it's gonna last, and this is an option that we give our clients with lift and relays, is that one, we can lift, replace the bedding layer,
relay. 2, we can do the same thing but dispose of the pavers and bring in new pavers, so you're just getting a new bedding layer, compact the base, new bedding layer, new pavers. Or 3, we can do an entirely new project where we replace everything including the base. Obviously, if we're not replacing the base, there's not a whole lot that I can provide in terms of a warranty because I did not prepare the base. But like I said, with this driveway, having relayed it 9 years ago and it has held up really well, it's just the pavers that were disintegrating. I'm pretty confident with this one and the route that we took it with the geogrid on top.
We just finished up laying the rest of this just front entrance here, so a bit of a change in design. It used to just be square, but we dug it out a little bit, put our base down, and now I think I want to go with this curve, but we'll ask the client. Otherwise we could just do one swooping curve as opposed to this, but I did it this way just to maximize space because it was square, and now we just want to maximize that space in there. And basically I'll just cut along this outside edge and then pavers on the other side, bordering it just like I did up there. We're going to be rebuilding these steps, so I got to replace some of those pavers. Now we're going to do this side walkway here, and basically we want to be starting at the height of that step. So basically the step is a part of the walkway essentially, and that means I zeroed my smart level at the step, and to here it is actually bang on 0. So that's actually perfect because before this walkway was at the base of that step and the actual walkway was laid down here, which made a ramp up of pavers to meet the driveway height. But now it's going to be perfect and we'll just slope it away from the house. Okay, our curve is set. Let's cut. There's our cuts all in. Looks clean all the way to the road and flaring out. That's just good for cutting corners when somebody's coming in. But let's start down here and see those curves. Really nice. So before it was square, but I asked the client, would you prefer a curve? Maximize the space and kind of match the flare out anyways that's already there, plus this Villaggio is perfect for curves. So that worked out really well, but we cut each one of these twice, go through that, and that gets time consuming, but definitely worth the end result there. Now, one thing with cutting, whether wet or dry, you want to rinse it off, especially we're getting some raindrops now. So now I'm in a rush to spray this down, get all that dust off the surface, because if there's a little bit of rain and the dust remains on the surface, that's just going to adhere to the paver and it's going to discolor them. We call it slurry. That's just water mixed with this concrete dust, the silica dust, and it's just going to solidify to the surface. So we want to get that off. I use my leaf blower to get as much of it off as possible. Now I'm going to spray it down. So I've gotten questions on how long this 9-inch saw Milwaukee will last. with one of those X-Forge batteries. That lasted this curved cut and 1, 2, 3, almost 4 cuts of these. That works out to like 12 linear feet at 2 3/8 of an inch thick. Not a lot, but I really like it, especially for these curves, because it's much easier to, with a smaller blade, to get those nice curves. I guess I can explain how I'm cutting these to get a nice smooth curve. Basically, what I do is I line up the back sides so that those two corners are even, and that gives me a gap following this curve. And with that gap, I'll mark parallel lines from the area that there's a gap. So I'll start at that corner and run it up. It's basically, so it's a finger width there. So I've got half a finger width on each side. That gives me a uniform cut that these are gonna butt together nicely. And if I was to just apply that finger width to just one side and then butt this one up to this, an angle is more than, measures more than from point to point here, from this edge. So that's actually going to cause my corner to not line up. So I need an equal cut on each side to give that nice smooth curve. Okay, it's polymeric sand time. Let's get started. So for the polymeric sand, we sweep it around, we compact it with our roller compactor, and then we sweep it around again, maybe one more compacting, and then we can actually sweep it off, blow it off, making sure there's no dust or granules on the surface, and then activate it with water. When we activate it with water, we're starting at the bottom of our slope and working our way up and following the instructions on the bag to activate it, and this is the end result here. Now we just got to clean up, get it on out of here, and that'll be done. That's the sand in, all through the driveway.
And this was immediately after the polymeric sand installation. We still have some cleanup, obviously, with a lot of our tools along the side. And after that cleanup, this is what that project turned out to be. Days after that polymeric sand installation, and ensuring our client doesn't drive on it for at least 48 hours there with that polymeric sand installation. We also replaced the front steps to this project as well. We posted a video of just the build, no voiceover, no music, nothing. That video is going to pop up somewhere here shortly, and we'll do a full-length video explaining the entire process of that front step build.
And hey, if you're looking for some merch, how to hardscape, I am a hardscaper. Check out the link in the description below. Like this video if you found it helpful. Comment below any questions you may have, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more hardscape content like this. Thank you so much for watching.